Do you hate conflict? Here's a way to manage it that's totally doable and may surprise you. Conflict happens every day. Here's a scenario that might sound familiar to you. Imagine you're at a team meeting and one person, let's call him Jack, is totally overtaking. He's talking too much, he's only on his agenda, and he's not listening to anything anyone else is saying. There's a lot of ways that you can respond. One typical response is to stay quiet and not say anything. This may seem like a good idea initially, but in the end you end up losing your voice. You harbor a lot of resentment and anger towards that person. Quiet can be ignoring Jack, playing on your phone, or even passive-aggressive behavior. So you could say things like, well, if Jack's just going to take over this meeting, what's the point in being here anyway? Obviously, that's not good for anyone. Another typical reaction is just getting crazy and loud. You may have had enough of it. You may pound your fist on the table and said, I'm done, Jack. It's time for you to listen to the rest of us. That doesn't help anyone either. You end up fracturing the relationship and regretting what you've said. Instead, try this approach. I call it being strong and kind. It means your mindset has to be one of positive intent. Your words need to convey strength, while your tone needs to convey warmth. So it can sound something like this. Jack, let me interrupt you for a moment. I'm disappointed that the rest of us haven't had a chance to share our ideas, and I'd really like to hear from all of us. Would you be willing to listen? I know that can sound really direct, and it may be hard to say, but it's really just your fears that are preventing you from speaking up. The most important thing here is that your voice gets heard. What's the worst that can happen? The worst case scenario is that Jack denies your request to be listened to. And the best case is that in the future, Jack is more sensitive to your need to be heard. We have all fallen into the trap of being quiet in the face of conflict or being crazy and loud in the face of conflict. Take a balanced approach by being strong and kind. Still unsure about how to do this? Leave a comment or question below and we'll talk through it.